So be honest with me for a second. How many times have you touched your face today? Was it just once? Maybe twice? Or did you not even realize your hand is literally resting on your chin right now?
Well, if you guessed a low number, get ready for this. According to ACE Physical Therapy, some people touch their face up to 24 times a minute. Yeah, you heard me right. Per minute. So look, if you've been feeling guilty about your hands constantly migrating up to your forehead, take a deep breath. You're actually fighting a pretty intense battle against your own biology.
And that brings us to a massive twist. Section 1. Your brain's hidden program. You see, this urge, it isn't a lack of self-control. It's actually this deeply embedded instinct that starts all the way back in the womb as a way to self-soothe. Your brain is literally designed by evolution to spot problems. So when it feels a bump, it treats it like a major flaw that just has to be fixed right this second. In the medical world, they call this a body-focused repetitive behavior, or a BFRB. And when it's specifically about pimples, it's known as excoriated acne. So you aren't just fidgeting. Your brain is sounding this tiny internal alarm, basically screaming, "Hey, do something about this." Which leads us to Section 2, the secret dopamine trap. Now, here's where it gets a little dangerous. What we think we're doing is grooming, right? Just cleaning up or fixing a flaw. But when you pop that pimple, you get this weird, almost immediate sense of relief. That tiny flash of satisfaction, that's your brain handing you a quick hit of dopamine as a reward. It's rewarding you not because picking is actually good for you, but simply because it feels good right then and there. It's seeking that chemical release and trying to drop its cognitive load. And slowly but surely, this turns into a total trap. Check out this habit loop. You see or feel the pimple, you touch the skin, you get that hit of dopamine relief, and you repeat. After a while, this little part of your brain called the basal ganglia just completely takes over. At that point, you aren't even making a conscious decision anymore. Your hand just moves. It's on pure autopilot. Okay, moving right along to Section 3, stress and the mirror trap. Have you ever noticed that you touch your face way more when you're super stressed out? That's because when your cognitive load is high, like when you're just totally overwhelmed, your brain goes looking for a quick escape. Studies actually show that touching your face changes the electrical potentials in your brain. It acts as this tiny physical distraction to calm yourself down, and you usually don't even realize you're doing it. And then, oh boy, then comes the mirror. The Picking Me Foundation actually points out that mirrors act as a representation of yourself, allowing us to tear down and break apart little parts of ourselves. You get close, then maybe a little closer, and suddenly that microscopic pimple looks absolutely massive. Your brain hits emergency mode and goes, nope, this needs to go right now. And that, my friends, is exactly where things go off the rails. All right, time for Section 4, the reality check and breaking the pattern. Here is the harsh truth that nobody really wants to talk about. The more you touch it, the worse it gets. It's a pretty cruel irony, honestly. You get more irritation, you spread bacteria around, and sometimes you can even cause permanent scars. So the very thing you are desperately trying to fix, you're actually making way worse. Your brain thinks it's grooming you, but your fingers are just creating a much bigger problem. But listen closely, because here is how you can actually take the wheel back. It's called habit reversal training. Step 1. Catch yourself in the act. The exact moment your hand moves, just pause. Step 2, delay the urge. Tell yourself, okay, I'll do it in 10 seconds. Honestly, most of the time, the urge passes and you won't even do it. Step 3, block the habit with a physical barrier, like patches. And step 4, keep your hands busy, because idle hands are always going to find their way back to your face. To really pull this off, you've got to build what we call a tactile toolkit. First up, grab some hydrocolloid pimple patches. They act like a literal shield, so your brain can't get that tactile reward it's looking for. Next, give your hands a sensory substitute. Think fidget rings, therapy putty, or one of those textured stress balls. Basically, satisfy the craving, but do it safely. Finally, you gotta hack your environment. Try dimming the bathroom lights so you can't zero in on those tiny flaws, and force yourself to stand a full arm's length away from the mirror. It's a total game changer. And the absolute best part, we know for a fact that these toolkits work. Extensive clinical research, including university studies like the one from BYU shown here, validates habit reversal training as a highly effective intervention. By actively swapping out that harmful behavior with a completely harmless competing response, you can literally rewire your basal ganglia. You are rewriting that hidden program. So the next time you find yourself reaching for a pimple, Don't just beat yourself up over it. Understand this. It's not just about habit. It's your brain running an automatic pattern. And once you can actually see the pattern, you can break it. If this explainer made you realize something new about yourself, hit like and subscribe. Because a little bit of awareness like this, it changes absolutely everything. Catch you next time.